When students are confronted with examination questions in the exam hall, some of them feel intimidated, probably because of their lack of confidence in their own abilities to solve questions. In this lesson today, I will be showing to you how to approach and solve examination questions. And the questions are drawn from WASSCE 2020 mathematics questions, that is West African Senior School Certificate Examination. And the questions are from WASSCE 2020. Now, my name is Justice Johnson from Lagos, Nigeria. You're welcome to Math Fusions. This is a channel where we make maths easy for you to learn. Now, let us get straight into our lesson. Now, the first question we are going to be taking is displayed on the screen. It says here, simplify correct to 3 significant figures, 0.0023 times 0.577. Now, how do we approach this problem? Let's see the solution. The very first thing we are going to do is to write out the question again. 0.0023 multiplied by 0.577. Now, what we are going to do here is this. We are going to write this first number in fractional form. And how do we write it in fractional form? Now, note that this number is a decimal number, all right? And its decimal equivalent can be written as 0.0001. That is about 10 thousandths, okay? So we are going to write this decimal number, take the first 2 digits here, which is 2, 3, and then we'll write it on top of what? We're going to write this backwards, okay? So which is 10,000, okay? Now we come here, we write our times and do the same thing here. The decimal equivalent of this is 0.001. That is talking about each digit placed number, okay? That is a place value in these digits. That's what I just wrote up here. So always do it this way. Then you come here, write out the numbers, 577. We write it out, 577. And we divide it by 1,000. Okay, in the next step in this particular question, we are going to multiply 23 by 577. And in doing that multiplication, we are going to have 13271. And then we are going to write this all divided by. Now here we count the zeros here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we'll write it as, put a 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's going to give us 10 millions, okay? Now, if we continue with this solving, and we divide this number we got here by this, okay? That is going to give, all we have to do here is to count the digits in the number of zeros, by the number of zeros we see here. So since we are having 7 zeros here, it means there should be 7 digits at the top here. We are going to reconvert this back to the decimal equivalent. That's what I'm doing here, okay? So what we have to do now is to write out the numbers 1, 3, 2, 7, 1. Then we count from the last digit here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we needed 2 more digits to make it 7. Then we add the 0, okay? Then we put our points before the 0 comes in here. That is how you solve this problem. Now the final result will be, we have to convert this particular number to 3 significant figure, which means if you come to this place here, you see you don't have to start counting from 0. You start from the first significant digit, which is 1 in this case. So we count 3 digits, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that means it is these 2 we want to approximate. And how do we do that? We approximate it by using this 7. 7 is rounded up as 1. 1 plus this 2 will give us 3. So our final answer will become 0.00133. Then we'll put our bracket and we'll write our 3 SF. SF is short for significant figure. All right, I'm sure you are following me in this explanation and you got what I just explained to you right now. Now, let us take question 2. Question 2 is drawn from your number base, all right? And this question says express 2, 4, 5 base 6 as a number in base 10. Now, to answer this question, the first thing we are going to do is to write this particular value given to us, which is 2, 4, 5 base 6. Now we are going to write, to answer this question, to convert it from base 6 to base 10, we have to first of all determine the place value of 6 in each digit. And how do you do that? Come on top of this 5, you write your words 1, this is 0, then you write your 1 and 2. Always do this when you are converting numbers from any base to base 10. Alright, come to the last digit, put a 0, and start counting towards the left. That will now give us the place value of the base 6 in each of these digits. Now, the method we are going to use here is the expanded form. So we are going to say this is equals to, we take our 2, we write it out as 2, then multiplied by the base 6, raised to power what? 2. Then we come to say plus, we come to the next number, which is what? 4 and 4. Write it out 4 multiplied by the base, in this case 6. And what is the power of that base in 4? We have 1. Then plus, we come to the digits, which is the last digit 5. Do the same thing, multiply by 6, and then we'll raise it to the digit 0, okay, which is the place value of 6 in 5. Now this is the first thing you are going to do. Now in the next step here, we are going to evaluate 6 squared. And 6 squared means 6 times 6. And 6 times 6 will give us what? 36. Then plus 4 multiplied by 6 power 1 is 6. Then plus 5 multiplied by 6 power 0 is 1. Now we come in here and write the product of 2 and 36. And that will give us 72. Then plus 4 times 6 will give us 24. Then 5 times 1 will give us 5. And if you add up all these values together, what are you going to have? You're going to have 101 then to base 10. This is going to be the final answer to the question. So I can still write therefore, I can say therefore, my 245 base 6 is equals to 101 base 10. And that is the answer to this question. I'm sure you are following me in these examples. Let us see if we can take 2 more examples. Now in the example 3, as you can see displayed on the screen, example 3 says, given that x equals to 3 and y equals to 2, evaluate 4x plus 3y mod 8. Now this topic is gotten from modular arithmetic. So let us see how we can be able to solve this value. First of all, we are going to use the substituted value for use substitution method, where we take the values of x and y and plug them into this equation, this expression given to us here. So the first thing I'm going to do here is to first of all write my 4x plus 3y to equals what? We are going to say 4x means 4 times the value of x, and we know that x is 3, so we say 4 times 3. Then plus, the next thing there is 3y, which is 3 times the value of y. Y is what? 2. Now, if we come here, 4 times 3 is 12, and 3 times 2 is 6. If we do the addition, we are going to have 18. Then we have to convert that 18 to mod 8, because what we are given now is 4x plus 3y mod 8. Anything we are going to do, we are going to convert it to mod 8. Now, don't be scared when you see something like this. All you have to do is divide 18 by 8 and write down the remainder. That's what we are saying. So if you come to this side and we write out our 8 and our 18, you see that when you divide 18 by 8, it gives us 2, which is 16. Subtract, you have remainder 2. All right. So this, you come here to write down the remainder, which is the 2. We transfer it here and put it here as a final answer. Okay. So we can say conclusively that 4x plus 3y mod 8 will give us 2. All right, so that's what we can conclude. I'm sure you are enjoying this lesson, and that after now, I'm sure when you encounter problems like this, you'll be able to solve them. Now let's take as a final question for this lesson. What we are having here is a problem under indices. It says if 1 upon 4 power x equals to 2 power 3x minus 4, then find the value of x. So how do we solve this problem? Now in solving this problem, this is what we are going to do. First, we'll write out the question, 1 upon 4, then power x equals to 2 power 3x minus 3. Okay, now what do we do here? The first thing we do now is to write this back in inverse form, all right? So I can write 1 upon 4 as 4 power what? Minus 1, then power x, then we have 2 power 3x minus 3, okay? Then the next thing we do is to multiply this power and the minus, the x and the minus 1 that is here, multiply the powers, okay? So we have 4 power what? Minus x equals to 2 power 3x minus 3. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do here is this. If you check, the base here is 2. Now, the base here is 4. 4 can be broken down into 2. Okay, and if you come here to this side, let's do it here. We can say that 4 is 2 multiplied by 2, and that can still be written as what? 2 power 2. So, if I come here, the 4, I can write it as 2. Then the power you see here, 2, is multiplying the minus 2 that is here. So I can say 2 power 2 times minus x. Pardon me for that. Then here will come 2 power what? 3x minus 3. Now if you do this simple multiplication here, you are going to have 2 power what? Minus 2x to equals 2 power 3x minus 3. Okay, so at this point now, since the base are the same, here we are having a 2 and here we are having a 2, we can cancel out the bases and equate the power. So we can say minus 2x is equals to 3x minus 3. All right. So now the next thing we do here is to collect like terms. Okay. Now here's what I want us to do. Let us move this your minus 2x to this place here. Okay. So if we add 2x to both sides, this would mean here we shall have 0 equals, then here we have 3x, then minus 3 plus 2x. Now the final thing we are going to do here is this, okay? The idea is to group the values that have x on one side and the one that doesn't have x on the other side. So we can see here that this minus 3 does not contain x. So we have to add the opposite of it to both sides. So we say plus 3 and we'll come here to say plus 3, all right? Then here we shall have 0 plus 3 as 3 equals to, then this will give us 3x plus 2x. Now let us take this upward here and continue the solution. Now our 3x plus 2x will give us 5x, and this equals to what? Equals to 3. Now since we are having 5x equals to 3, simply divide both sides by 5. And if you do that division, you are going to have the final value for x therefore to become 3 upon 5. So there you have it. That is a quick solution to these problems. I'm sure you followed me in these examples, this solution that I've just given to you. Now stay tuned because I will be bringing to you more questions from 2020 WASSCE examination questions. I shall be bringing you more questions from there in my next lesson. So stay tuned with me, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy the next class more.